Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
You are the only person I can rely on to reliably unmute me properly before a show happens.
It's like, no, pull that back.
Yep.
I don't know why it's all the way up there.
Hey, folks, it's a Rhythm Cafe here on a kind of lazy Sunday afternoon. In the
Pretty good Sunday.
Yeah.
It's not super hot out.
No.
There's breeze
In
or
fact,
something.
I actually had to leave my car window up on the way over today. No, normally I walk. Just to be clear to all you at home, I'm not one of those people who's willing to drive everywhere in town. It's a perfectly walkable distance to the office, but I am getting a
Don't
large...
be creepy about that, by the way.
Yes. I also walk a lot, so if you are trying to be creepy, increase your radius. But making a lot of grocery shops on the way home tonight because I'm making some Sichuan noodle soup with some braised beef brisket. That's it. I knew there were 3 alliterative words, but the mind was not turning as quickly as it should have been.
Oh, you want advice on how to be creepy? I can give you that. It's very easy. First, follow Corey's Instagram. That's step 1. You will find out all the ways to either be creepy in the background of people's photos or by using Shrek.
Yes, which
is a great primer for that.
Corey, good. Become an apprentice of the Corey style.
Yeah.
Via her Instagram. Do not follow the Corey Instagram as an attempt to find out where we are living.
You can't figure that information out from that.
No, God willing. Well, eventually they'd be able to figure out all the places we don't live. But that may take a while.
It's going to take them longer to do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Other ways to be creepy. Hair. Put more oil in it.
That might be good for your hair. I don't know if that's necessarily
put
creepy.
Too much oil in it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Determine how much oil your hair needs and then add 20%.
Forget how much eye contact is enough eye contact.
No eye contact is good eye contact.
And practice your creep. You really gotta get.
Oh, you want to go for like the actual, yeah.
Get your knees up and get the hands out.
You can practice on a chair just as Ian has, but eventually you do want to get to a point where you don't use a chair if you are able.
If you need a piece of paper to hold on to while you're creeping, it's like handlebars, but eventually you can get your fingers into the right motion by normal. Creepy fingers. No one does anything with their last 2 fingers by themselves. That's...
What if I'm bald? I'm not, but what if? Okay, that's very easy. You still add the oil that you don't need. It's even weirder then.
Yeah.
It's actually worse at that point. You get actually bonus points at that point, I think. I don't know.
Do you know how many times I've tried to get into using beard oil on a regular basis? I don't like it. It's too much oil.
Oh, I just meant like on top of the bald head
okay.
already.
Okay.
I'm not talking any facial hair.
I was thinking about putting,
such, but like I know why you would think that.
If you don't have hair up here, other hair is available, and you can.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if you don't have any hair to put the oil in, it's weirder and creepier if you put the oil on at that point.
That's very true. Unless you're being crowned as a monarch, in which case you do need that oil.
Yeah, so the crown can slip off.
Is it like to get the crown on nice and tight and need to oil it?
Well, because here's the problem: your crown is either too big or too small. And if it's too small, you're fine. You're gonna have a problem getting it off later, but that's what the oil is for. If it's too big, it's gonna fall on, and it's gonna be like a kid putting their head through stairwell bars. And you're gonna need that oil at that point to get it off your neck.
Otherwise, you'll need to call the Royal Fire Department.
Yeah, and I think they fired them.
Yeah, they're no longer relevant inside the monarchy.
It's very
It's a vestigial position.
We know so much about the monarchy because we're Canadians.
Yes.
So you have to take everything we say at face value in this House of Lies.
Yes, we still have a Prince King. You got rid of it.
Yeah, I don't like that. Zombie Queen forever. Look, if we're gonna have to keep a monarchy, I would rather a zombie queen.
Yeah, no, you're right. See, we can either keep the zombie queen, or we can, much like the old popes, dig up the queen and put her on trial as a skeleton.
There's skeleton trials I don't know about?
Yes, within the Catholic Church even.
What?
Yeah.
That makes them sound cool. How did that happen?
I guess it was because it was the Middle Ages and they had a lot of money. It's very easy to be cool when you have a lot of money.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, in the Middle Ages.
So much money, you could be cool.
Yeah, Pope just digs up his previous pope and puts him on trial for crimes that he didn't commit. And then one of the cardinals, I guess, got behind the chair and started making Pope noise, like, "Oh no, I didn't do those things. I plead innocent. Pope innocent."
Like that you want to turn this into a game of dead bodies for some reason instead of just like.
yeah, I kind of do.
Okay.
I kind of feel that way about most of the ruling class.
For context, for those of you who don't know, Dead Bodies is an improv game where everyone is on stage dead and somebody else has to play all the parts.
Yes.
It's actually really terrible in terms of improv because you're putting so much work on a single person, but it is pretty funny a lot of the time.
If it can
You
be
have
pulled
to
off.
really trust the people that you're with because they're going to do things that you have no chance to opt in or opt out of as a dead body. But it is pretty funny when done well.
Yes. It's not always done well.
No, but that's most improv. It's not always done well. Oh, sometimes people throw shoes. It happens.
Oh. Yes, we did do an example. Thank you, Pharaoh Bender. Episode 60 of Loading Ready Live. God, that's a lot of episodes of Loading Ready Live that we've done. Horf.
We're in the triple digits.
We sure are.
I think we're at 105, 106, somewhere over there.
That means we're getting very close to a 10-year anniversary just on Loading Ready Live.
Well, we used to do them like every 2 weeks.
Oh, right. Yes. So there's a
at
few...
the beginning. So there's like this weird.
There's
it's
a
not
curve.
quite 10.
Yeah. It's like tapers off. Which one is that? Not exponential. Logarithmic? Nah. Inverse logarithmic?
Fairbender says our 10th anniversary is in 2026.
That's still very
That's still
close.
pretty a lot.
That's
a lot closer than I expected.
That's close enough that if we wanted to do something big for 10 years, we should start planning now.
Probably, but we won't remember.
You're right. And
you know how our planning
so
meetings go.
just put that out of your mind, folks.
Don't expect anything from us.
Don't expect anything. Just you get what you get.
The end.
Loading ready run. You get what you get and you don't be upset.
Well, you can be upset, just don't be upset at me.
Yeah, yes. Be upset in someone else's channel. I think that's the key here.
Go into a corner and be angry in the corner like we all learned to do as children.
Can we ask Twitch to make a corner for chat members that we can set like a timeout chair?
I think they used to let you have multiple chats. You could have technically made one of those I guess. I don't know if they do that anymore.
Just if you say anything inside of the timeout corner, you just get auto banned and
There's
sent to another corner.
There's a couple forums that do that kind of thing. Where they put you in a banned forum.
Yep. Okay.
Or
yes.
you ask yourself to be put in the banned forum. I don't know. It's not a place I hang out. It's just a place I've heard of.
But I think we should pair that not just with the chat room, but the stream that you're forced to watch should be just of a corner of two walls intersecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we could just put a camera in the corner.
Yeah.
Of a room.
You know, we could
we could time people out that way.
We could start
the whole chat basically at the same time, but I mean, it's the best we got.
We could start the stream and just start it running forever and just send people to the corner when they
The
need
nice
timeouts.
thing about an angry corner is even if you don't live in a place that has, say, multiple rooms, because nobody can afford an angry
Mongolia.
room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But chances are good you have a couple corners that you're not really using anything for, like we do here, and one of them can be the angry corner.
I made the mistake of bringing up Mongolia. They can't do that. The yurt is a cornerless.
They're not allowed to be
building.
angry. Yeah.
Yes. Ever since the failed Mongolian invasion of Japan in 14 something or other, the Mongols, as part of the peace treaty process, were required to never again become angry.
Yeah.
Joyous people. This is Rhythm Cafe, a show on the Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network where Heather and I play rhythm games, and today that game is Rhythm Journey.
Yep.
That
is the game.
It is on Steam and available for you to purchase, which is
Somebody told us to play it.
yeah.
I don't remember who because I never looked that information up.
But we have it.
We have it.
I think that's
We did download it. It is available for us to play during the stream.
that is the best
The
way
homework was done.
of living revenge right, is knowing who to thank and not doing it.
That sounds like work for me. I just like not knowing anything.
Right. Okay. Let's move some things
My
around.
revenge is living well by not having to deal with work.
My revenge is living in a well
Does
because I'm a witch.
Do we need a controller for this game? I didn't
no.
check.
Well, it's made with Unity, so perhaps it will be. Oh my, there's that
Oh,
default.
give me a second.
Unity font.
Sorry if this blasts you. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Okay. Look at these generic Funko Pops.
The mix is such that I can't tell if they're just making mouth sounds and occasionally throwing in a word, or if there are full lyrics to this song.
I mean, it definitely sounds like it's peaking.
We can fix that.
I'm not gonna change the viewpoint. Watch Ian fix it.
This is just good tech support. So if anyone ever shows up on a stream saying, "Oh, the volume's all crunchy, I don't know how to fix it," you can tell them, chat.
And also, if they can't get the game loud enough now, you can tell them what to do right, because we're not gonna remember how to fix that or to do it.
Yeah, get a controller.
Yeah,
turn it
I'm
on.
gonna grab a controller.
I'm gonna quit this for now.
That was our journey, starting and then giving up.
Jujubes, hey. Wait a minute. We'll have to quit it again. No, we won't. Wait, yes.
Oh no, is it not? Is there no?
I'm betting that's, yep, for some reason, and I'd like to know why this is. This always gets unplugged.
I don't know why people are unplugging the thing that lets us get the controller set up. I'm trying to remember what the stream schedule was this week. I can't imagine a reason why. I guess maybe Okie Fight Club if they're swapping out controllers and they need the USBs.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, that I could.
I mean, I should probably just actually show up and check to make sure everything works before we start
Show up
stream.
Hey!
Those are things that I can control, and as opposed to the things that other people control that I don't.
But what if you showed up
Yet.
at the Okie stream and just said, "Hey, when you're done, plug that back in."
Well, first I have to make sure it's them, because I don't want to. It's really embarrassing to just like launch yourself into a room and be like, "Hey, don't do that," and they're not doing it. It's that's embarrassing. If you're gonna go full, I'm gonna yell at you moment.
So
You want to make sure you're in the right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it looks like this controller is not supported at all.
Oh, well, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But also, if I show up to Okie Fight Club, I think I have to fight. And
I believe it is.
I believe that's like a rule.
If the Okie Fight Club is a subset of standard Fight Club rules, and I'm working based on only what my base understanding of these Fight Club rules is that if it is your first time, you do have to fight.
Yeah, see, I don't really get that since the dude only fought himself anyway.
Yeah, and then I think the rest of them are like the rest of the meetings have something to do with soap making.
Do you know that the only part of Fight Club I've seen is the ending, and it's really, really weird out of context.
But you got the best part, which is to say,
I guess so. It was not really particularly a fun thing to walk in on.
no, but
I say walk in on. We were like in a motel room or whatever, channel browsing, and Beach brought it up, watched it, and then it was just like, Fight Club, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, oh, then why did he do whatever? And he's like, oh, have you not seen this? I'm like, I haven't. Oh no, why is,
okay,
that's a lot.
yeah. Control option 1, control option 2.
Okay.
Well, there are 2 control. Yes. All right. Well,
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, we have
the
no-
game will tell us what to do, right?
yes.
Just like how Sir Ian can act because the script tells him what to do.
Sir Ian?
The dude who played Magneto.
Oh yes, Sir Ian McKellen. Yes,
Sorry, I forgot his last name.
I'm living in my own head where I'm in some sort of a Sir Knight.
I've been seeing some clips from the show extras.
Oh.
And I need to just watch the show.
It's a fun one, yes. Yeah. Welcome to the world of sound. This is Lucy. Before we begin our journey, we'll need to set a device's latency, which will synchronize any delays between our audio's device and video. Oh, sorry.
Stick us on the other side
yeah,
of the
that's a
screen.
good idea.
So
we're not covering up the person.
If chat would like to, they can see the cute little thing. Press any key. Pretty sure Fight Club, like most movies, is based off of a book.
Yes. Yeah, it absolutely is. Okay, good. We can change the latency settings at any time. So if you don't think...
Did you know wireless headphones have a different latency from wired headphones?
Sure did.
And device speakers? Yep. Don't worry, we're rhythm game pros here, Rhythm Journey. I know all about the latency between those things.
All right, well, we're going to learn how to play the game on the way there.
That's why I can't play my PlayStation games away from my PlayStation. It's just not a good idea to play a rhythm game over the network.
No, not over the network. Sorry, when you said away from your PlayStation, I was thinking like 3 or 4 feet.
No. I'm talking like I tried to do the link thing through the network.
Yes.
And rhythm games are not conducive for that.
No.
RPGs are, as long as they don't have a rhythm component, and a lot of them do these days.
Hey, make sure to tap this button at the right time to get a special attack. You'll need to do this later on. Sound ball. Pass through the rhythm path by bouncing off the walls.
You should press the down arrow or home row.
Okay. To be precise, press the key in the center of the ball is the center of the lower wall. If you can tap the beat of the music, you will pass the stage easily.
Okay, so it's a little mechanically similar to
A Song of Fire and Ice.
Dance of Fire and Ice.
Yes, you're right. I was thinking that might be why I guess the entire game is located on the map stage up there, but not on this stage. I'll show you when we get back there.
Okay.
Upper wall, other mouse. Great.
The row above home row. I don't know if it ever got a name. Typing class only said home row and then based everything off of home row. We kind of just look like we don't know how to walk down a hallway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
assuming from a top-down perspective.
I feel like I have done that at some point in my life, just bounced off the 2 walls of a hallway.
I don't think I've ever been in a hallway this long without doors to really experience that.
Okay. It can get wider, which means the beat and timing it changes.
Okay. Oh, so they changed the timing based on the length of the hallway. Okay. Or we fake it by not doing a full hallway sweep.
Well, there's your visual indication of how things are to go.
Above home row should be second story. Below the home row should be the basement. I agree. This statement is now true. In fact. Congratulations.
I like it. Can I propose an alternative?
I will listen to the review.
Home row.
Yes.
Uppercase. Lowercase.
Except uppercase and lowercase are used for whether or not you're going to make those caps or not.
Not anymore.
Then what do we use for that?
We don't. Everything is screamed forever now.
Oh, you're proposing. I thought you were going to propose we all be quiet.
No!
I don't know why I saw that coming.
Let's
You
go.
can use Ian's method if you wish. I will consider it also acceptable. Probably don't all caps in chat though.
No,
The mods will get after
the
you
chat
for that.
will not like that.
That is not.
The mods, yes.
It's not. It's kind of against the rules to go on like that.
Boop, boop, bonk, bonk, boop, boop, bonk, bonk, bonk.
So the long presses are the yellow.
Boop, bonk, bonk. Yep. Boop,
Interesting.
boop, bonk, bonk, bonk. Boop, boop, bonk, bonk, boop. I probably don't need to sing.
So it's a better mark to me of a rhythm game when the person playing starts making noises along with the game.
It's a good start. This is the fertile
track. The fertile track. To practice, don't practice. Do what you want.
Now the story, but it won't be easy. I disagree.
I like to think that the track being named Runaway Linky is like telling Link to run away from his quest.
Why is there a Slender Man in the background there?
Maybe he eats you if you F up. I don't really know the rules of the Slender Man, other than he's very thin.
Yeah, no information.
I don't want any information. Also, that's not
yes.
that's not an invitation. Oh, I get it. We're running away from the monster.
Ah.
The song said so. And ourselves. Which is difficult to do.
Is this one of those songs that like you're supposed to spend $42,000 on a custom, slightly horny music video about?
Is this one of those rich people things I don't get?
Possibly.
Because I don't understand the reference.
Oh, earlier this year there was a guy who commissioned a slightly horny video based on the Has Been Hotel, which is something I also didn't know about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spent 5 figures on it at least.
And then let put that out where people can see it?
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Like, I'm glad that people can do this.
That's not how I would choose to spend my money.
Nope.
But I also don't want to, unless he's one of the really like rich people who constantly spend their money badly. I don't really want to get down on it.
Mm.
There's jewels.
Yep. And they'll find out what the other 3 things are later. Wait. Okay. Joy, joy, love, love, will.
Yeah, the jewel of this is at the place that's named that. And when we do all of them, they'll tell us more. Honestly, their planets look like a half gobstopper.
Why is Jace the Mind Sculptor here?
Well, he's a planeswalker.
Yeah, okay.
So he can go wherever he wants.
Answered my own question.
That's how I understand magic to be. You're planeswalker, you can go wherever you want.
Including just into people's homes. Smash their pottery.
I mean, we do that every week. We're doing it right now.
That's true. But through the magic of TCP/IP, we were invited. Hey, you should probably do this one.
Okay.
Hey, it's nice to meet you. Lucy, I'm guessing, was the other person told us that we will be coming here.
Path only went right, but now it can go vertically and horizontally.
Hurrah!
That's what I get for reading half the word out loud.
Oh, left and right. That's how this is different. I'm still going to use the mouse myself.
I'm just... Oh, no. Each key is an input for either upper left or lower right. Wait, what? Why are we coordinating into 4s? Does any of this matter? Yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. interesting. Wow, you can just fly away.
Goodbye.
So it wants you to. Oh, I'm just gonna use arrow keys.
Go on to the next stage.
This time we're gonna tell you about speed.
And how it changes.
When you pass the lightning sign, the speed doubles. And you pass the water drop sign, the speed halves. So when we played Dance with Fire and Ice, they did that. They didn't tell us that they were going to do that. But do you remember what they used?
No.
They used a rabbit when it sped up, and they used a turtle when it slowed down.
The universal sign of
Signs
fast and slow.
that, at least culturally, we understand.
Yes.
Lightning it can kind of get.
Maybe?
And I guess if you're swimming, it's slower. I feel like.
But if I'm wet, I'm slippery, and that means I'm faster.
That's lotion.
What? Water also makes you slippery? Just slightly less than lotion? It's less, but you can see my point. And yes, the turtle did win the Aesop race, but that is just one data point. You can't base a faster or slower based on a single data point. 99.9% of the time, the rabbit is going to beat that turtle. Huh. Success!
Yeah, I feel like this is just a different Fire and Ice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the visual representation of the other one better in terms of what they're doing.
And the music I preferred too.
But I don't think this is terrible.
No. Okay, now the shield. You can make 3 mistakes per level.
All right, so this game's already a little bit more lenient.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. I was like, I feel like
we've been making mistakes.
We've been making mistakes, but it's letting us through. But then we flew off into space, and I wasn't really sure why.
Yeah, now we know. Now we know.
You can turn off the shield if you want. Nope. If you don't use any shields in the final stage of each track, you get an excellent stamp. I'm afraid that means that it's a stamp that says excellent as opposed to it being what I would consider an excellent stamp.
Because right now, an excellent stamp to me, you know the hunko they have in Japan, where you yeah. So, are you familiar with EDM? Not electronic dance music, but electronic displacement machining. That's it. Yes.
Not offhand.
So that's the technology. You ever see those pieces of metal that come together like a puzzle piece, and then when they finally fit together, you can't see the line anymore because it's so perfectly cut? That's the technology behind that.
Okay.
And so what they're doing is you can now order a honko where your symbol is completely hidden on the cylinder of metal until you push a button on the back, and then the honko stamp just comes out of the metal a bit as its own metal. It's really cool looking. Electrical discharge machining. Thank you, Corvus.
Sounds awesome. If you get all perfects, you get a perfect stamp.
Well, that, again, the perfect stamp, what you think is perfect and what I think is perfect. For example, one time I was in Akihabara and I found what I thought was the perfect stamp. It was just this cute little bear, basically kind of walking towards the screen. And then I used that to correct my kids' work when I was working as a teacher. And then 4chan used that and made that a very bad bear to use to correct children's work with.
Oh no. Do you remember what you learned in the first stage? Sure. Just in case. No! No! Don't explain to me things.
Okay.
Now we're at the final stage, and I have one more thing to tell you.
Just one more thing.
Everything is connected. When you pass through the path, the soul of the person connected to the path gets the power of rhythm.
No, you know what we're doing now.
The rhythm can help the person in all the ways, like strength and courage, and relieving their pain. I am in charge of relieving someone's pain, Ian.
And we are absolutely bouncing around inside of someone's digestive tract in this game.
Absolutely. We're helping. It's connected to me. Well, it's a good thing I don't care about you, astronaut man. I need you to pass this last so I can have strength, please. Do you see that shining planet over there? There's several. Would you be more specific? Yeah. My girlfriend lives on that planet. Oh, well, I hope she doesn't miss you.
The planet Ottawa.
I'm gonna have a hard time. She's right in my way. I have to go to her, but the gravity of this planet keeps me from leaving. Help me leave this planet. Goodbye.
What the hell are these lyrics?
Are you looking up how to become the sun?
No, I'm looking up to see if I can find the credits on this game.
Ah.
Rhythm Journey?
Yep. But not the other one.
Yes, yes.
Chat, there's a second game called Rhythm Journey that's free. It is definitely not this one. At least on Steam. time of recording. There are only 2 on Steam. By saying that, I've future-proofed myself.
Yeah, no, Julian, I'm kind of with you there. The lyrics seem very machine-based, and I can't tell whether it's a translation or a generation. So they're a Korean developer, it looks like, based on some of their other releases.
Oh
Oh
no! No! I just felt bad.
no!
I can literally see the last note and how I missed it. I thought I had... Yep.
No, now you gotta do it again.
Gotta do it again.
I mean, we don't randomly insert the phrase at time of recording. We'll do it based on a couple of reasons. A, whether or not it's funny, and B, whether or not we need to couch ourselves because a person is closer to death than they should be.
Look, I have to say at time of recording because a bunch of people never read when a video goes up on YouTube and makes comments like 10 years later correcting a thing that wasn't even plausible for that person to know at the time. That's all. Looking forward to seeing a comment about this in 10 years.
Yep.
No! Trying to be funny, game, let me win. Let me win so this person can stand up finally and
Yes,
stop
please.
being left alone.
Stop making me feel like I'm at a Ren Fairs concert. La la, la la, la 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 la. Yep, I'm never ever going to forgive this game for driving this song as an earworm into my brain. And if you throw this level at the end just to make me listen to it again.
I'm not the kind of gamer to throw a level, you know that.
I know. But I also do know that you're the type of person to intentionally make a couple of mistakes just because it might be fun to make me listen to this game.
That's fair.
Too late.
Don't care.
Already.
I got out of your digestive tract or wherever we said we were.
It's too late. We've seen everything.
No one will ever be able to interfere again. Good luck. If you continue helping people by being inside of them, jewels might happen.
You might find a jewel. Like a oyster.
I think that's a pearl, isn't it? I guess it's a kind of a jewel.
Sorry, yes, I meant that like an oyster, you will find the pearl inside of it. Not that that you find other oysters inside of oysters.
Oh, no, it's more like the irritation of the music will build up inside us and a pearl will pop out.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's what we're doing, because we're inside of people's digestive tracts, is what we have decided.
Yes.
I need to make that clear. We don't pay attention to the game story a lot of the time, and we make stuff up. It's more fun this way. I'm explaining a joke. It makes it funnier.
Wait. Sorry, the wait was to the game. It just decided. I was expecting some, at least
like a countdown.
No, at least 4 or 5 screens of shitty dialogue before we'd actually get to the gameplay.
That's fair, given that we've gotten that so far. I don't know. I like the backgrounds.
Yeah, the art in this game is pretty good. Great.
Oh, I see. We do parts of stages. Yeah, okay. Dance of Fire and Ice.
Too early.
I kind of like that it just floats off into space.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say there is a difference. Dance of Fire and Ice is a 1-button game. Mm-hmm. Except for, I think there's like a couple of parts where they do introduce maybe a second button. But primarily it's just pushing the 1 button to the beat.
Whereas this is a 24-button game, right? I'm getting that right. There's 24 letters in the alphabet.
4-directional game, at least. 24. Well, okay. No, there were only 2 rows, plus the arrow keys, and then like your mouse buttons.
Right.
So
yeah, you can adjust which 2 rows you use.
Yeah. But at minimum, 4 buttons.
So what we should do is hook this up to like a Steel Battalion controller. One of those big desk-size mech controller joystick systems and play that way.
Chad, if you want to know which 2 letters that Ian can't see, that's up to you to figure out. That's the puzzle of Rhythm Café. There's no prize for winning.
Right, I gotta hold down for those. The prize is something you get to hold in your heart, which you shouldn't do because that will interfere with the functioning of your heart and you may die.
We could be in someone's heart. Ooh. There's a crush. He's moving.
Said goodbye, kissed him on the cheek without thinking about it first. That was a horrible mistake.
Good thing he's moving, and I will never have to see him again.
Text from him.
Oh, we've exchanged phone numbers?
Yes, reply.
Yeah. That's a weird question.
Is he married?
Oh, that's maybe a significant question.
I hope you do. This meeting could have been an email. I'm bad at writing my thoughts out.
Be stupid, pick me up, I'm waiting for you. Pick me up, I'm waiting
Yep. Good night.
I kind of like the way the fail happens in this game. It's just it's kind of something really funny about it. It's like a little bit of a just like a watching your failure fly out into space.
Yeah.
It's just something really kind of
Very Rocket Club about it. I just have an urge now to write a song called This Relationship Could Have Been an Email.
like milk. If you keep quiet, milk doesn't actually spoil. It's what people don't realize is milk only spoils because everyone's been really loud around it, and if they quit that, that milk could have lasted forever.
Heather, you're very correct. There's a reason that refrigerators are such good insulators of both
Yeah,
temperature and sound.
yeah. It's really the milk is only kept cold because the milk tastes better that way.
Yep.
But it's the soundproofing that's supposed to help it from spoiling.
So if you don't believe me, please get into your fridge.
Yell
and,
at your milk.
Yeah, yell. Well, don't yell at your milk. That'll just spoil the milk. But have your, I guess your mother yell at you while you're in the fridge.
I don't think it's a good, even for a made-up thing, I'm not sure it's a good piece of advice to tell someone to go hang out inside of a fridge with the door closed, Ian.
Oh, especially if you can find like one of those old fridges in the dump that has the latch on the outside. That's absolutely the most fun and soundproofed fridge you can get into.
Do they even make those anymore?
No, and for at least one good reason.
Elephants.
Yeah. Turns out that those handles are real easy for the elephants to get into. Far.
So, little known fact, elephants, especially those of fridge size, like to enter fridges.
Oh, if you can get an elephant-sized fridge, you're doing well.
Yeah. I'm talking about the ones that are a bit smaller. They're kind of like a house hippo. Not as small as a house hippo. They're larger than that. More like the size of a golden retriever.
So I was thinking about those like resorts in India that are open air, most of it, and they have the elephants that'll just like walk through and probably they'll have fridges that the elephants get into, and then they just drink all your Corona.
They do have
or
those, but in
Tsingtao.
a North American context, we have the smaller elephant.
Yes.
Be stupid, pick me.
I'm not loving this game telling me to be stupid every.
I know why I kissed your cheek, but it can't be explained in a letter. I know why I looked at you.
Well, I can tell you all these things, but you're too stupid to understand.
Explained in text. I do that. Everything will be spoiled. So I will keep quiet, 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 quiet. Be stupid, pick me up, pick me up. I'm waiting for you. Pick me up, pick me up.
Oh, I've just started noticing the, don't look at this, Ian, you pay attention to what you're doing. But in the upper left-hand corner, I've just noticed it tells you how many notes there are
Oh, good.
and how many you've completed. Also how fast the song is going, which suggests we could speed them up. It's not probably a good idea, but we could.
I'm lonely 'cause of you.
See, it says 161 out of 197.
Good to know.
And it's got the, like, it's actually, that's
Yeah, it's
pretty
useful.
good. It shows you the 3 shields. I mean, it's not in a place that I will probably look and pay attention to anything. while in the middle of play, but
Hmm.
visually, that's not bad.
I know why I kissed your cheek.
I wonder if
And
this is a game we could play with the
There's
bongos.
actually, behind me, you can see the keys that Ian is tapping. That's on the interface. That's interesting. I guess they show the keyboard in the other side.
But it can't be explained in text.
Also said on the world screen that going below 1 times triggers practice mode.
Will be spoiled, so I will keep quiet, 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 quiet.
We're not going to activate practice mode,
No.
though.
Take me out.
So what if we do it?
Practice,
Then we have to play it again.
Yeah, practice means that you're doing something to, repetitively do it to gain experience. I want to play this as little as possible.
It's time to sleep. Pick me up, pick me
But it's still good that they have that mode.
Yes.
Where do you wanna go? Where do you wanna go? I'm lonely 'cause of you.
Wait, I'm lonely because of you? That seems mean. It's clearly our own fault.
Oof.
Awesome. You knocked it down to 1 shield.
Good. We're gonna hang out in a few days. My heart is skipping already.
Oh, that was us. We've left. It
Yes.
should be fine now.
Oh, well, I guess all that's left is Jace.
Hi, Jace. What you doing? Everything to me. Well, should we take our break first?
Yes, before we finish the Planet of Love, which for some reason decided that 3 people is the appropriate people there, we're gonna take a break. So get up, stretch your legs, swap your fluids, and we'll be back with more Rhythm Cafe in just a few. Don't go away.
Because you are my only reason.
Hi, folks. There
Hello.
it is.
I couldn't remember what side we were on.
It's hard to figure out sometimes. At least I was just gonna look at the button machine here and see whether or not they were on the right sides. But yeah, they are. So it's okay.
I figured out why Jace is on this side of the planet.
Why is that?
Well, because it's the only place where the donut is fully glazed. Look at all the other donuts. They're like a half frosting, maybe glazed, half. But that one at least has more frosting on it. Like, if you're gonna get a frosted donut, half, really?
You say that Jace
Say
Valerian
Jace
is
likes donuts,
the
yeah.
fan of the full glaze.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Why not?
No,
Is there magic lore to prove otherwise? I'm not really familiar.
I just think we've made this discovery. It's now canon.
I just feel like he would go for completely frosted donut
I think he was. Yeah. Just
on
can't
what I'm assuming is a donut planet.
can't stand a bare hole.
Well, I don't know if he plays with bears or not. I'm not that
Ooh,
familiar.
that's a good point. He is blue.
Aren't most bears green?
Yes, from my understanding. I don't follow the Olympics. He says Jace is very sensitive about rings. Well, that makes sense. Like, I'm pretty sure that underneath that blue hood is actually just some blue fur and spikes around it at the back.
But hemorrhoid pillows look like donuts as well.
True.
So maybe this isn't a donut. Maybe it's a hemorrhoid pillow.
Why not split the difference?
Half hemorrhoid pillow, half donut.
Turns out Jace Valerian is just incredibly glucose intolerant, but he also hates the taste of non-glucose flour. So, in order to get his donut fix, he takes his hemorrhoid pillow and he'll dip it in like a frosting mix, just to frost.
Okay,
And
all right, I'm with you.
Because much like the little freak Jace Valerian is, he'll just eat the icing off the top of the rubber donut. And that's his little treat. That's what he likes to have as a little treat.
Well, I mean, he is blue, and that seems like a very control thing to do. So yeah, okay.
Okay.
Welcome to Rhythm Cafe, the new magic podcast on Loading Ready Run, where we decide whatever we want and you have to deal.
I mean, that's basically just every Wizard's press release.
Ian and I are wizards now. That's what I got
There
out
we
of
go.
that.
Yep. You know, I really hope this stream doesn't get Loading Ready Ran fired from Wizards work.
We'll talk to the council.
Yeah, yes.
They'll be fine. A different group of wizards.
Ooh, maybe we'll get hired on to do flavor text.
They'll reject everything I write.
James gobbled that donut. Oh, you know what? I'll just say James gobbled that donut like he was the last piece of porcelain food on Earth.
Yes. James, the mind sculptor.
Well, someone get on building that costume for November. Whee! Oh, damn, Mr. Horrible actually took it and made it into something good. James the Mind Sculptor.
Oh, mind sculptor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah, because of the whole Minecrafting thing.
And yeah, and again, James also very obsessed with holes.
You're right. Has James been Jace this entire
I
time?
think due to our
Have we discovered the secret identity of Jace Bellaro something? I didn't catch his last name.
James Bellatro?
James Bellatro.
So yeah, that's absolutely the sort of fake name he would give to. I'm not Jace Byrne, I'm James Bellatro. Pay no attention to the spikes underneath the hood.
Was he Sonic now?
That was a joke I was trying to make earlier in Revive. I guess it didn't land properly the first time.
I may have just missed it.
Oh, it was due to his obsession with rings.
Oh, yes. No, I think I just missed it. Because it went so fast.
We've been on a
No!
we've been on a roll.
It's days like today that really, I think, prove why Rhythm Cafe will never go away.
No, never get big, never go away. It really is one of the only fonts of new ideas in this crazy world of ours. One time I got hit in the face and all my rings came out and I had to run around and find them on the face. I'm starting to do a new bit where I predict what the song is going to be about.
Whenever I was sad, I had friends. But then they went away. And they went away. And now I'm like, oh no, my friends are gone. And I don't know. I should maybe tell her I love her. Maybe I should do that? I don't know. Digestive system? What do you think?
I know that you don't. I made a vow to myself. I cannot live without anyone else. But now, through all the hurt and pain, it's time for me to respect the ones who love me more than anything. I'm gonna write them down in a little email and send it to you. All of these songs are about a kid in elementary school waiting to get picked up by their parents.
My friend came back.
I'm sorry.
They can't leave now.
Sorry, I was texting while you were doing the song. We got it resolved. Did you finish it?
Jewel showed up. Guess we have to go to another planet now.
She did a song I liked, right?
I thought the planet would be like glowy or something. A jewel would show
Yeah.
up in front of it. I know it showed up in the corner over there, but like
Something.
and then it would take us back to maybe the menu with the other planets instead of being like, you figure it out.
Say, hey, you finished this level. Good job. Move on to the next stage.
Yeah, something like that. That's the wrong mouse.
That is the wrong mouse. I mean, it's a mouse.
But it's not the right one. Planets of Fire and Ice.
Okay, what do you want, Will or Joy? We did just get a new Inside Out movie, so there is joy in the world. But unfortunately, Star Trek The Lower Decks was canceled.
But we're getting a new season.
We're getting a new season, but that means that we might be ending up with the end of Will Riker. So do we want Joy or Will?
Will still walks over couches funny, doesn't he? So I think if you want any joy, you'd actually get it out of that.
Man, that's some wide stance if you can get it over an entire couch that way.
Well, I assume he can get over all seating things that way.
That's a good point. It's an Olympic level of
Yeah, it's an Olympic sport.
which I don't follow.
No,
No, I don't know.
of course not.
I don't know Magic the Gathering.
Well, are you ready? Because we're gonna start. In this plane, which is definitely an islands plane, magical things might occur.
You know, speaking of planes
Uh-huh.
and companies from Seattle,
Okay.
why have Wizards and Boeing never done a secret lair?
Probably because that would fall apart.
Like, I would love to see a card that is Doomblade, but just named You're Boeing to Die. And it's got a picture of the 737 on it. Being taken out by a Doomblade.
I feel like those cards would be nothing but curled.
Too much. Yeah.
Well, there's a soundtrack I wasn't expecting. Send in the clowns, everyone. We're going swimming. Yeah, I mean, like, they did. So, Wizards did, like, a thing, like, over a year ago with Hatsune Miku. That was very disappointing. And then they at least made, finally, Secret Layers, which was less disappointing. But, and I don't know a lot about Magic. But most of what I know is from comment sections, which is not a great place to learn. But what I gather from Secret Layers is it's expensive, and I don't want them. Although I will go look at the artwork. So there's that. I got that going for me.
Yeah, I understand they're kind of like Mondo posters for Magic cards.
I'm just not sure what they're for.
I guess
Like,
play Magic.
I don't think you play Magic with Secret Layers, do you?
But
I think you just collect them.
I know
Like the
that
collector's boosters, they're just for collecting, right?
I'm to understand that they're not standard legal at least, but Commander players are deprived and
People play Standard? I don't think I know anyone who plays Standard anymore.
no, I definitely don't.
Even the hairdresser I saw, like, weirdly, was like, oh, I like Magic. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. What do you... And I asked, do you play Standard? Because I was the first thing I could think of. And she was like, well, actually, I play Commander. And I was like, oh, okay.
You can't
So
play.
I don't think anyone actually plays Standard.
You can't play standard on a hairdresser's salary. Good enough. Ugh. Shake that RSI out off screen. One more.
I think they're doing... I swear I saw someone on Twitter say that they were doing a Monty Python secret lair.
They are.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if that was like a made-up thing or a real thing, and I didn't want to go look. Because I also don't really care about Monty Python. But I figured there would be other people who would care.
Oh yeah, no. Do not go to the LGSs once that releases because it will be unsufferable with the levels of quotations.
Everyone just be bringing fish around with them.
Fish?
Isn't Monty Python where the fish dance happens? The like.
Yes, he said, hoping to stall for time while he tried to figure out if there was a fish dance in Monty Python.
Maybe I'm confusing it with something else.
I mean, you could be right. It's just maybe not my primary Monty Python memory.
I mean, again, I haven't really seen any. I've seen, I guess, what would be shows that make reference to it,
Ah, The Simpsons.
and others.
Yes.
Actually, it'd have to be others. I've strangely, for someone who wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons growing up, I've seen a lot more of it than I thought I had.
Maybe Sheldon and Young Sheldon.
Well, maybe the older one at least. I definitely haven't watched the young one. Although I did see some Instagram reels about it. It's weird how much TV I've seen that I haven't actually watched.
Right.
Ooh, after hard work, I got a good job at a company I liked. And my family had a big party. And then I realized it sucked. It's a bad place to work after all.
This seems like normal corporate job.
Which is weird because he looks like a detective to me.
Yeah.
I guess it could be a detective agency, though.
Or like a audit agent.
Oh, man, check out the pig in the background.
Yep.
I guess he's probably working for him.
What?
You ever get a job at the Sky Castle in the
No.
Shiny Garden? The hours are... Well, the hours are fine, but the commute is quite something.
Never go to a castle if it's your job.
You don't want to go to the castle in the sky?
I want to go to a castle, but as like the royalty, not as the person who's working for the castle. If I want to be in a castle, it's my castle.
Looks like it's Ganon's castle, though. I don't know that I want to go to that.
Oh, there is also a sub-castle up there.
It's got terrible decorating choices.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not from a Western Hylian descent. It has a very different aesthetic interior decoration choice. Probably difference in
fair.
columns and doorways too.
It's more that his lighting choices are really dark, and while I don't mind the darkness, it's harder to read in red light.
Who do you think taught Ganon how to use a door?
Is this a weird Hodor joke I'm not getting?
No, I just feel like as like a
Oh, okay.
member of a nomadic tribe without doors, he had to at some point have encountered a door for the first time.
I assume it would be something like, if we're gonna go with like, I don't know, maybe the Ocarina of Time version, because that's probably the first time he really left anywhere and went places with doors. I would assume on a diplomatic mission.
I would think Aghanim, the sorcerer who found him in the Dark Worlds after he was first sealed by.
Actually, that was probably the first door he had to figure out how to get past, right?
Very
The
good
seal,
point.
right? Like, it was always jammed. People told him that door could open, and he'd try, and it was stuck.
It was really, it was A, stuck, but also he's like, people were like, open the door, get out. Like, what is a door? What's going on? And that's what made him evil.
I think anyone would be evil if they had a hard time with a door like that. It's not as interesting as a backstory. I can definitely see him hiding that on his LinkedIn profile. But, you know, we all like to embellish ourselves when it comes to
Our-
our LinkedIns.
And our proficiency with doors and other sealing systems.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want anyone to know that you're not good with a door. It's embarrassing.
I mean, I'll let people know. I'm not the greatest at a bead curtain.
Is it because you don't know if you should come in from the side or from the middle, or there's just too many choices
So many
there?
options, yeah.
Yeah, bead curtains are terrifying in that way. You really have to make a plan before you get up to there. Because we see it in a bunch of Japanese restaurants. They have like the cloth curtain thing, right?
The Norian.
But
yeah.
it's pretty obvious, right? They put a cut in there.
Yeah.
You know where you're supposed to go.
But also, you might not touch the Norian. Some people might think, oh yeah, I'm just supposed to push my way through with my face.
Mm-hmm.
But you watch enough live action Japanese samurai dramas, or at least their opening themes, and then you can see, you got to get your hand out and up by a 45-degree angle, and you can walk through and smile and hold on for a second while the camera looks to you, says your name, and then you can walk off screen.
That's the other thing you really have to be aware of is some doors have cameras in front of them.
Yeah.
Most of them these days do. And you really need to figure out how to play up for the camera, how you're going to open that door, how you're going to look, do the freeze frame.
Heather, I just realized one of the reasons why doors are such an issue is that the technology or the techniques you use to traverse doors are incompatible mostly between cultures.
Yes.
Like, for example, here in North America, we open a door by, either turning a knob or turning a thing or pushing a bar. It's there.
Yes.
But you go to someplace like Japan, and you've got your sliding shogi screens. If you try to open those things like a door and you just push on it, you're going to ruin it, right? You try to slide a door like a screen, not going to work. It's not going to go anywhere. You go to England where they have where they have portcullises and drawbridges. You can't use a drawbridge like you use a door.
It's true.
Yeah.
All over England and other parts of the UK,
Yep.
all of their doors are drawbridges. It's very hard to get places.
Yep.
But not in the EU.
No, they have
better ways of doing doors.
they've got a standard.
Unfortunately, they had to revert all of that when the UK left.
That's right. Well,
England. I'm not really sure how that worked.
It's a little known fact that England actually left the EU so they could keep using their drawbridges and portcullisae. The EU wanted to standardize on, I believe, portals. And not, okay, you kids with your fun little video games, I'm not talking about Aperture Science portals. I'm just talking about like big old round-ass Hobbit doors that they want. The EU thinks that you need to go through a circular doorway whether you're going up, down, left, or right. And I don't think that's very right.
How do you deal with the door to the secret garden?
I think you got to Indian in the cupboard it. You got to find that key.
Yeah.
And put that in the secret door, lock it up so everyone inside the secret garden becomes a toy. And then the secret garden is yours.
I didn't realize those two had a crossover going on.
Oh yeah, no, the Indian in the cupboard can be really useful to any situation. Except, any situation in which you want to have any sort of cultural sensitivity to.
Well, maybe we should just get rid of most doors.
Yeah.
It's definitely why we've kept the door open right now to this office. It's a protest against doors existing.
Well, it's important because what it means is we can finally attack and dethrone God. Because windows won't open unless God closes doors. But if we remove the doors, he has no power.
I think this would make an excellent storyline in a video game. Nobody really explores the path to how you go defeat God enough in video games, and I feel like you've really you've thought of a really good one.
May I introduce you to the Golden Compass series by Philip Pullman?
It's
also
on
known
my
as his
reading
Dark
list.
Materials.
I haven't gotten to it.
It's actually weirdly a lot about doors and killing
Really?
God. Yes, it is.
Well, all right. If Windows won't open, what about Linux? You don't want to trust the penguins
No.
with doors
Jeez.
or Windows.
I, when it comes to computer Windows, trust the devil, which is why I use BSD. And its various
Back
derivatives.
security department.
I mean, yes, my back security is very important. Protect your hole. If you're interested in the actual answer, Berkeley's systems distribution.
Oh, I was definitely not going to get that.
Yeah, no.
It's also about subtle knives. I hear it's also got a polar bear in it
Yeah, for a while.
until part of it goes away. I really only know that part about because of the TV show, though. It was a TV series, right? It wasn't a movie.
You know, it was a movie
Or they
first.
did do a movie?
Yeah, they
Okay.
did do a movie, and the movie was not popular. And then they did a TV series, and the TV series was slightly less unpopular. Slightly less unpopular enough that they were actually able to finish the story, which is
Oh,
nice.
that's nice of them. I'll probably just stick with the book
That's my recommendation.
when I get to that. The list keeps kind of getting larger than I like it to.
Oh, you got plenty of time. I used to worry about running out of time to enjoy the media that I wanted to in life because they kept making more of it. And I realized that the amount of media that they keep making that I actually want to ingest is less than there. Yeah.
It's not like I'm worried about like running out of time. It's just I don't like it's been on like the back burner for a while.
Oh, yeah,
Kind of
no.
thing.
Here's my secret for that is stop caring what everyone else thinks about. And then you can just enjoy things for what they are whenever you want to. I'll watch an anime from 1978 and then I'll turn around and watch something from yesterday.
You get better variety that way, I find. Stuff within certain time periods can get very samey.
Oh, yeah.
They try to do that with when I play video games and stuff. I try to swap genres when I finish a game and move on to something else. Just because I find it's easier than to break your brain from the expectation of specific key combinations
Yeah.
and way things work.
So this is actually something I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't believe we actually got there organically without me even turning the conversation.
All right.
Sometimes media is released in a time that isn't able to accept it's one of those situations where it's too early for its time. Last night I watched The Last Action Hero,
Okay.
a film with Arnold Schwarzenegger and a terrible child actor that really bombed when it was released.
Okay.
But when you look at it from a 2020 lens, where it was kind of the first movie to be self-aware of its idea of playing with movie genres and playing with the industry from an inside perspective. And at the time, we just weren't ready for this. We were like, why are they making jokes about this movie not being real? What's going on? And no, it totally works in 2020 when this is all that our current sense of humor is about movies. Whereas it just bombed in.
Yeah, I mean that can happen. We
2000s.
get all kinds of media that generally we say it was like ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Or you get stuff that when it came out, because maybe around how it came out or how much hype was around it, it colors it in a certain way, and then you give it a couple of years to get away from that. And it can be,
Yeah.
it could be, it doesn't even have to be drastically like between bad and good, right? It could just be fine or just enjoyable in a different way that people weren't expecting. And some stuff just ages better or a lot of time worse, but
Oh yeah, I mean, I love going back and looking at things to see how they influenced other things. To be clear, I do not think that The Last Action Hero influenced movies going forward. Keep pushing it.
got further that time.
Yeah. But say going back through First Gundam and watching that was absolutely a wake-up call of like, oh god, I see exactly what so many directors have taken from this.
It's also not just the age in which the movie comes out too. Sometimes, right? Sometimes you can see something that maybe you weren't ready for, either because of something that was going on with you, or maybe you were just too young. I definitely shouldn't have watched Evangelion at the age of 16. That was not a good idea.
But this is why I dislike, classifying things as retro or old or not worth getting into, is because it doesn't matter when something was made. All that matters is your context mentally when you take something in, and what you've seen and read and heard before, and how that relates to what you're seeing, reading, and hearing in the moment of that work.
Like, I know I saw something somewhere recently where someone was suggesting, I can't remember if this was a real thing they were suggesting or if it was like a thought experiment or whatever. The idea of what if you could use AI to change a video game so every time you played it, it was different. And let's ignore what that really means. But think of it in the context of like, do you really need that? Because personally, every time I read something, it is different. Just time has passed, perspective has changed.
You've changed.
You've changed, you notice different details. Like, I don't really need a game to specifically go out of its way to change for me. I'm already changing when I look at it.
So yeah, the roguelike was the first, stupid answer I was going to give to that question.
Well, sure. I mean, that's a change over time over the the game, but
it's not
it's more like
it's not the thought experiment you're having.
Yeah, no, the thought experiment you're having is that it's going. There's a start and an end, and it's going to be different every time you play it. And the truth is, that's already true.
Yeah, and even then, if you want, I wouldn't want. I play mostly narrative games. I'm there to experience a story that the developers, the writers and directors and people who made this game as a work of art, I'm there to experience the story as they've presented it for me. So I would not want a system that changes the game every time I play it, because that's what future games are for. Kiryu should not die at the end of the games, of any of them. It also makes, I don't like that idea at all.
No,
I don't see a reason for it.
I don't think there is a reason for it. I mean, I'm already kind of iffy on the idea of essentially what are like live service games and stuff as it is, because it's that idea that a game can't really end. Even if they're doing like a good job with it, and it's, I still look at that and I'm like, well, Final Fantasy 14 is still just giving expansions, right? They're just adding on to the story in a way, and to me that's not quite the same. But there is kind of this thing of like, it's okay if things end.
It's not the same as something like, say, Destiny, where they said they had a 10-year plan for a story, and grain of salts and all that, but I do kind of believe them that when they say that we have a end planned for this, that they do have that. And so then you can have a story that has a beginning and an end, even within a live service game. But most of the time, if I'm wanting to spend more time with a game, it's because it either has great mechanics and it's fun to play, in which case, you can just add more technical levels or do a sequel that way. the other reason I want to continue playing something or watching or reading something is because I want to spend more time with characters. And that's because I want to know how they grow as people and interact to new and novel situations. And that's the thing about narrative stories, is that the characters are irrecoverably changed from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. Even if it's a low stakes story, they're still going to have grown and changed because of that. And so if you go through and change the story in the middle of the game, you've changed fundamentally who those characters are at the end of it, but you haven't changed the time frames. So we're ending with different people.
Yeah.
I don't like this level.
Would you like to hand it over?
Kind of at this point. I'll give it one more try, but
I'm willing to take over if you wish to, like, take a break from your hand doing those motions.
Do kind of need a break soon. I got farther than I did before
You
that
did very
time.
good that time. You were still, like, just over halfway off the song.
Oh my god, this song goes on forever. I haven't even seen how stupid the lyrics are yet.
Well, they want to get high. They repeat sayings about the soul. There's a lot of pain.
See, I looked down and saw something about big fancy chairs, so...
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I've been kind of ignoring the song as we've been talking.
Good.
We're moving forward. So there's a castle and some freedom somewhere. It's not here.
Oh, good, we got some yub-nub.
Everyone wants to go to the shiny castle of the sky garden. I was proud of myself for getting there. After all the pain, better the time I found it. The village and food sitting on these big fancy chairs. They always wanna get higher and higher, so they repeat what they say. So with me, so listening.
Dang it. I lost the beat.
Yeah, those extra tops do not make it easy for you.
Everyone wants to go to the shiny castle of the sky garden. I was proud of myself for getting there. After all the pain, better the time I found it. The village and food sitting on these big fancy chairs. They always wanna get higher and higher, so they repeat what they say. So with me, so listening.
Not a fan of these lyrics either.
Did you find the chairs?
Yeah, it's about these fools who sit there in their chairs who want to get higher and higher, spouting senseless phrases of something.
How dare they talk about our stream that way?
These are
We
fancy
don't
chairs.
get high here.
No,
We don't need that help.
you've got these games. Repeat stupidest things with soulless beings. Yeah, that's where you kind of
There's a change in pattern, and my brain hasn't wrapped its head around it.
the backbeats.
I get so used to this one, which I kind of like. I like the little ba-da-doo.
See, this would be a fun game to play on a drum kit with either just a bass drum, a snare drum, and a hi-hat.
Fuck. Okay. Nope. Over again.
Diligent fools.
That just sounds like somebody who's really good at their job, but they're making the wrong choices.
Tim Cook?
Sure. Who's he again?
CO Apple.
Still?
Yeah.
I thought they changed those out more often. I guess that's not what happens with CEOs.
You know, CEOs either you can do two things to get removed as a CEO: die or make bad money decisions. And unfortunately, Tim
I'm not
Cook is-
really sure that's true about the second one. At least from the video game news I've seen.
Oh no, you don't lose your job. You just stop working at the place you're currently at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I sort of. We stuck. We all live here now. It didn't really work.
Oh no. Nope.
I've decided to be funny, and that didn't help the whole concentration process.
Oh man, remember Amplitude? Where it was again the same sort of bouncing around on things, but in that one we set the we set the frequency so that it wasn't just a push button at right time game.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Was that Amplitude?
I think so.
You know, after a while, the names all start to
Might have
kind
been
of blur together.
frequency actually.
Frequency sounds more likely.
Given that I'm actually adjusting the
what
frequency.
you've described. There is a game named Amplitude.
I think that one's one of the riding games where you
Yeah, kind of like the spaceship game.
where you hoover up sticks of color. I forget what sci-fi series it was that had these crystalline sticks about that long that we'd eat, and they looked delicious. Right, they were the salt sticks from Next Generation when Worf and Riker were out investigating something and they had to talk to a jazz singer. And they offered Worf a salt stick and he didn't want it because Worf is all about clean living. Want me to take over? All right, you be funny for a change.
Do not appreciate this
Sorry,
level anymore.
not for a change. Now.
Surprising amount of Star Trek is based around the idea of people having to talk to jazz singers.
Okay, you're gonna need to explain yourself there. And no, and you cannot just say that Will Riker is a jazz singer. He was a jazz trombonist.
There's that entire Deep Space Nine. We built a thing with a singer in it.
Oh, okay.
I guess he's not technically a jazz singer.
I didn't think about Deep Space Nine either.
I know a lot of people forget. It's how deep it goes.
I try not to, but I do want a high def version before I rewatch it.
Deep Space Nine is okay.
I mean, this is high
Certain
praise.
parts of it are actually pretty good.
This is high praise coming from you for Star Trek series. Okay, just to clear it up, favorite Star Trek series, or do you have a favorite Star Trek series? It's okay to not.
That's hard. I think probably if I'm gonna go overall, it's probably Next Gen. But I really did enjoy a lot of Voyager as well. Even though, I mean that's like partially a personal taste because I just think it's really funny how often Janeway says that she refuses to get involved in time shenanigans, and then she gets involved in so many time shenanigans that basically she wouldn't remember.
Oh, I think I've got the backbeat now, and I hate it.
I'm just trying to think. I think I liked Deep Space Nine until they hit that whole that whole episode where they put Cisco in the desert and then he keeps flashing back to the mental ward hospital or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then at that point, because it gets very like, oh, there's this weird religion and he's this, but he's also kind of in power and government, and I don't know. There was a point in that where I just kind of, I wouldn't say it got bad. I just didn't care for it as much.
I feel like you're also just scrapping an episode of Quantum Leap.
I've not seen that.
Oh, that's okay. It's harder to find.
I mean, as far as sci-fi stuff goes, Star Trek's probably been the stuff that I've liked the most. I haven't watched any of the Dune movies yet, but I also didn't care that much for the books. I read them out of spite. And we tried to watch Foundation, and then I got mad when they did the time skip. So, because, yeah. I didn't realize Foundation was going to be like a story that goes over a vast period of time. Because I went into it blind.
Yep.
Or without knowing the things. So when they were like, oh, there's this thing, and there's this, like, I don't know, clone hierarchy, prince, whatever, and this one's got an eye thing, and he's not perfect. And I was like, I want to follow this story. And then they're like, he's dead now. Let's move on a million years. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm done. Again, that's a personal preference thing. But yeah, no, I did absolutely read Dune out of spite.
I mean, Beach and I did not shut up about it for a number of years.
Yeah, partially that's why I read Dune, because the two of you had all these jokes that after I read, which I was very angry about.
They weren't very good jokes.
After I read the books, I was like, I didn't need to read these books to understand half of the jokes that you guys were making. I could have made just as easily many of these jokes.
Lol, beef swelling.
But yeah, the store that I worked at the time was very slow, so I took a book tour because you were allowed to read as long as, like, physically people could see you were reading. And if a customer came to the store, that you stopped, right? So, and you can get Dune at every, like, secondhand bookstore.
Oh yeah.
Under the sun. So I got that, and I would get bored, so I'd start reading, and then I'd get bored of reading the book, and I'd put it down, and then I'd get bored not doing anything. So again, it was out of spite. I was just mad about being bored, so I read something, got bored, and then got mad about it and put it down. second book was better.
Agreed.
At least it went places. Eventually. I only read the second book because Beach said I should, because it actually is what wraps up the first book.
Oh, so you okay? So you've read Dune and Children of Dune.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Dune Messiah.
Dune Messiah.
Okay.
Children of Dune's the third book?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't really interested in furthering
Okay.
that.
No, that's fair.
I feel like 2 books is giving a series a big shot as it is. Especially if it's supposed to be good from the beginning.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It gets really good at book 4, but if you are not vibing with it by book 1, then it's probably not going to connect with you by book 4.
Probably not. And that's fine. I figure I'd probably check out the movies after the third one comes out.
Yeah, and then you get the full story.
Yeah. I don't have to wait for things. And, you know, by the time a third one comes out, everyone's going to want to do a rewatch of the first 2 anyway. And we'll see if I, like, make it through all of them.
You live with a Dune husband. You know he wants to do a rewatch after every movie.
Yeah.
Yes, as is correct. And I absolutely love the Foundation books.
I mean, I figure the books are probably not quite the same as the TV series.
Much different, actually. The books are... Okay, people call them unfilmable, and I call those people cowards because they don't watch anime. God, a Tomino-based Foundation series would be incomprehensible because you'd change it beyond recognition. But the time skips happen a lot more frequently and a lot harder than they do in the book or in the TV series.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. Really...
I don't judge a book based on the movie or the other adaptations.
Yeah.
I know how those go.
Oh, adaptations are adaptations. They're not the same thing. And if you were expecting...
And never read the book that's based on the movie.
Learn
that young.
Especially if that book is written by J.K. Rowling.
I mean, those books just don't exist anymore. They all somehow fell into a fire. We don't know how that happened.
Oh, no, we do. And we know why.
Yeah, during one of the Zeta shifts, actually, every time Beach left, one of the ones where we were all remote, every time Beach left the room, because the rest of us hadn't really watched the Red Dune, we
this
just kept talking about Dune and how we saw it as if we knew everything about it.
Yep.
And then when he came back, we'd stop.
Yep. Oh, so good.
Yeah, it was fun. We did that by accident the first time, and then I think we all just agreed off camera that we should keep doing it.
About to kick a keyboard.
You want to swap?
Yes.
Everyone wants to go to the shiny castle of West Niagara. Be as proud of myself for getting there. After all the pain, little drops on the fun. The courage insisting on these big fancy jets. They always wanna get higher and higher, so they repeat what they say. With me, so let's go.
Everybody says another book I've heard that's unfilmable was The Speaker of the Dead. I think the only thing that makes Speaker of the Dead unfilmable is that you have to... You kind of do have to set it up as a sequel to Ender's Game. And also you have to, adapt a... oh god, why can't I remember his name now? Author of those books. Not
Wilson
a...
Scott Card.
Orson Scott Card, thank
Yes.
you. Yes. Not a flawed human being, shall we say.
I've never read them, but I used to work at a library that shelved books, and the Ender's Game was a book that I had to reshelf a lot. It was a college library.
I'm honestly surprised at how recent that book is. I did not realize that it was a mid-'80s. Yeah, one of the reasons I think that a universal basic income and wealth redistribution and just being able to take care of people's needs in general without having to have a capitalistic competition about it is that would make it so much easier to separate artists from art when the artist goes off. If you're no longer giving money to the artist for that, then
No, I was sort
oh
of
yeah,
there.
no, sir, I'm not disparaging Speak of the Dead is a book. I agree that one also had significant impact on me. But yeah.
No, everything was bad there. Okay, one more go.
Yeah. I think we can do one more go each before.
Everyone wants to go to the shiny castle across my garden. I was proud of myself for getting there. After all the pain, little got time I found the courage and food sitting on these big fancy chairs. They always wanna get higher and higher, so they repeat what they say. So it made me so
I think the pigs may be the people sitting on fancy chairs who want to get higher and higher, repeating this meaningless things.
Nope.
Oh, so close to halfway.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna at least get in with full shield.
Everyone wants to go to the shiny castle across my garden. I was proud of myself for getting there. After all the pain, little got time I found the courage and food sitting on these big fancy chairs. They always wanna get higher and higher, so they repeat what they say. So it made me so
Oh! Yep.
Yeah, you're doing what I was doing. It's like you kind of get the pattern sometimes, but then not always.
Yep, and then you just
And-
fly off.
Yeah.
Speaking of flying off, that's what we're going to do here. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. Before we go, Heather, where can we find you when you're not currently here on the Loading Ready Run channel?
You can find me over at twitch.tv/LunarJade. Sometimes I show up there. Yeah. How about you?
tiltyhouse.com or tilty.house. It's where we do our streaming from. Still playing Yakuza 5. Come and join it. If you like what you see here, though, check out loadingreadyrun.com for links to all the stuff we do. And, of course, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun is where you can go to make the biggest difference in terms of making us able to keep doing this. So until next week, thanks so much for watching. Bye.